Welcome back, my gardening friends. Well, I'm going to do a vegetable harvest, but while I'm attacking my Jerusalem artichokes, I need to dig down towards the back so that I can do some running repairs. I'll move my remaining Brussels sprouts out the way. It's just the beginning of February 2025, and I think the frost has pushed that out, but I think I need a few extra screws in. A little rookie mistake there by the look of it. Did the others at the front, but not these two here for some apparent reason. And I do like to use decking screws, so they do come out easy. But let's do a little bit of a reveal of the Jerusalem artichokes first. All this material goes in the green municipal waste at home. Oh, we've had a decent harvest off these already, but these are now just started to rot off, leaving the Jerusalem artichokes for me to harvest. Anything I don't want goes in the municipal bin. But I did replant a few. It won't be long before they start shooting again. That's its bum, but it just sprouts out from there. So I'm going to dig down the back and we'll see what we get, and if I can get low enough to do the repair. Well, I can see what the issue is now. The Jerusalem artichokes have definitely pushed that apart, mainly because I didn't have enough screws in. But that there is absolutely full, and you can see the Jerusalem artichokes there as well. They're prolific, you don't need many. What stay in the ground regrow, but we need to ensure that we keep them in. So I'll dig a bit more out, and I'll give you another view of me tidying up the woodwork. Wish I could eat more Jerusalem artichokes, but it's the after effects that cause the issues. Right, let's get some more screws. Oh dear. Oh, they ain't going to come out as easy as I thought. Taking the screws out from the other end. Oh, it's stapled on. Right, let's see if we can get it there. I think it's going to be a bit of brute force off the camera. Right, that's a bit better. Come out quite easy really, but I've redone the holes because I don't want them going in the same place. Oh, that's no good. Too short. Oh yeah, go on. Battery run out every time. Well, that's nice and solid. Lesson learned. I'm going to check all my beds. Well, that's done me a favour in a way, because now I'm looking around and I can see other areas. Don't know why I've done that, because realistically going in from that angle is the weakest point because the wood will split. But anyway, I've shared my mistake. Decking screws don't cost that much, especially when you can recycle them. We get all this push back now, all the big massive ones that I don't bother with. I do like the smaller ones, so I shall pick and choose. Take them home, get rid of the rest, put these back in there, into a corner, and I'll either eat them or they'll regrow for next year. So at least that's all the stalks out, and I can easily get access to any more Jerusalem artichokes until they start regrowing. Even if they start growing, they're still good to eat. Let's move over to the parsnips. This system definitely works, keeping them insulated, frost-free, so I can harvest when I want. And you can just see the green shoots where they're just trying to regrow again. So I'll have a dig down, see what rubbish is and see what good ones we've got. Well, it didn't take long. I normally slope it that way, especially with the carrots, so that they don't rot. This didn't look very good on there, but there's a nice bit of meat there. And then the next one that I found, push twist, not bad at all. It just must have hit something just there and twisted a little bit, but the worms have started to munch at the parsnip. It's just started to go a little bit rotten on that one side, but there's plenty of meat there. I'll pop that worm over with the other side. I'll keep the good compost there, but like I said, I'm not using this for parsnips again. Having too many issues planting them in the same place. It's cold but not frosty at the moment, so a good time to get a few jobs done. Again, keeping the water off them the best we can, keeps them insulated, and even if it's -5 and the ground's frozen, I can still harvest, which I have been doing. And again, you can see the carrots are trying to escape. Bit of a clue where everything is. I've still got the yogurt pots there. These are the Harlequin. So we get a nice coloured varieties. I ought to take them from the back really, but for the purpose of this video. So they're the Harlequins. Carrot root fly on that one. We'll check once we give them a bit of a wash as he treads on the proper dig around when I want some more. But they're riddled with carrot root fly, but we'll get some out of that. I'll just harvest a few more and then get it all covered back up again. And of course, putting netting on could mean you're trapping the carrot root fly in the netting as they emerge, which is probably what's happening to me. So just a little bit of a recap. I've had these carrots in here for quite a while now. It's got worse and worse, and I think the carrot root fly can go higher than they say. We have to be careful when we pull the carrots when they're on ground level because of the smell. But I'm so religious in what I do, keeping them up high, even in the containers on top of those water tanks. They've got to be 5-6 foot, well 5 foot high, let's say. Yet the carrot root fly still in there. Did I move some soil with the grub, moth, fly in the soil? Don't know. But can they crawl? Don't know. But I think we just have to take every precaution and keep the rotation going which I've not done, so we'll be doing a different method this year. So we'll see how things go on and see if we can stay carrot root fly free. And even if you don't cut the bits off, the wife just throws them in the steamer and I have to eat them. Just hope they're into grub in there, but it's extra nutrients, he says. Right, so let's go to a potato reveal. These potatoes were grown in my homemade compost from the temporary compost bins. One had got super soil in, one hadn't, and this has got the super soil in. I topped them off with a bit of compost, whether it be cocoa coir or the compost we get with the perlite in, just to stop the light. Doesn't always work. So these were the ones that we grew in the summer. They've been in the polytunnel at all sorts of minus temperatures, so we could end up having some that are frosted, some that aren't. We'll take that chance. But these potatoes cost me nothing, no added fertiliser, no nothing, just my homemade compost. And as you can see, there's all sorts in it. But it all breaks down eventually, and potatoes are really good at that. These are a little bit dry now, so I may have to add water, but then I'll run the risk of them freezing. There's your corn on the cob. Now I always thought they wouldn't break down, but bar gum, that adds a nice bit of stuff to our thing. Even stones, look, that proves straight into one of my buckets that we use around the allotments. That looks a little bit frosted. We won't know until we have a good fertile through. I'll do that now before I put the other sack on top. They're the Wilger. So we've got some nice material there. You can see it's just full of rubbish, debris, bits of everything. But when that's sifted and then re-added to the bins, so that's what we've got from the Wilger. I know there's some frosted in there, but that just gives you an idea. We'll do the Wilger now. With nothing added, I mean nothing added other than my homemade compost. Potatoes will grow in anything. Again, we've got some compost on the top. Even some of those have gone green, and depending where they were in the polytunnel will depend on how frosted they get. Again, here's all my homemade compost. It's just crumbling away. With how many potatoes I've got more than enough. Definitely frosted. We'll leave it there for now. But we all love a potato reveal. Even better when we're not chucking loads and loads of nutrients. And just to prove it is my homemade compost, we've got bits of rubbish in it. And I grew some potatoes in a bucket of stones once, by mistake. And more material there. Look how that's broken down there. I'll have a fertile, see if there's any more. Definitely not the best potatoes to keep. I think so far it's the Charlotte and Swift that have been favourite. They're nice clean potatoes at this time of year, considering they were planted in March. So these are ones with nothing added. These were ones with the super soil. Not a great deal of difference, and as I say, the condition, the look, may be because of any damage they've received over the winter. But I find that's the best way to store my potatoes. And as always, I've selected 8 potatoes there to store, ready for replanting when the weather's right for me. They're better not washed, but it doesn't really make a lot of difference. But again, don't want it to be adding any moisture in case they freeze. I very rarely buy potato seed. So we've got a nice selection there for a early February vegetable harvest. I've got some celery to harvest. I shan't do that till the last minute before I go home. We've got the remaining sprouts. I don't take those off the stalks until we actually physically eat them, but I am going to take them home before the rodents start having a nibble. But you could understand me taking those home now, going into the sink. It's a bit of a no-no, so we'll get these cleaned up. And of course, my viewers would go mad if I didn't show them a little bit of toilet brush action. Jerusalem artichokes do take a bit of cleaning. I would normally tip this onto the plot, but of course we've had that much rain. But doesn't that look better? I'll crack on with the rest. Well, that's better, got most of the muck off, and Mrs. K has stopped me now from using the toilet brush from home, so it stays at the allotment. I don't know why, she worries. So some nice carrots and parsnips. Jerusalem artichokes, I do need to tidy those up, make sure there's no more grit in them, else it doesn't do my teeth any good. Wilgia potatoes. And I've said before, I think I'll leave the Charlotte and the Swift right to the end because they do come out a lot cleaner. And no doubt there are some in there that are frosted. And of course, finish it off with a little bit of celery. It's not brilliant, but I might be able to get enough for a week or two. It lasts really well in the fridge in a sealed container, but I've just got to cut out all the other bits. I don't think there'll be any more. I've been cutting it off above ground, hoping that it will reshoot again, which it is. It's just started to push through there, but I think these beds do need getting plenty of moisture in, because beds in the polytunnel do dry out quickly. I do need to give this a little bit more attention. I can smell something in here, whether it's a dead animal or just my urine bucket in the top left hand corner, guys. So we've still got plenty of potatoes left. These haven't sprouted yet like some of the others did, like the Swift. Always a good sign. It's a good Christmas early potato. They're growing at home now in my grow room. So I should have new potatoes by the time those run out. Self-sufficient in carrots and potatoes at the moment, but I want to improve if I can. There's the loft water tanks. They're nice and high up, look, but you still get the carrot root fly. But I'm pleased with how things are going, considering what's going on at home. Happy gardening to you all. Till next time, my friends. Ta-ra for now.